Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the South Bay Syndicate. Tonight, we're going to be doing a special live stream of us drafting. So, we were already doing this stream. We kind of got interrupted a little bit ago. The stream cut out. So, sorry for everyone that was watching there. We're going to get it back up and running right now. You can actually see here that the draft is completed. We had our 8 members. And once a draft is completed and you're back at your homepage, you can go to the draft log and look at all of your picks round by round, what was available, what you missed out on, kind of get a really nice idea of what's happening there. It's a great site and a great tool if you're trying to practice. And then you can also then go in and build your deck. So we're going to start with our deck build. We were working on Sly as our first leader, then we had Luthen and Bale, and as our pool was getting developed, we were leaning heavily towards Sly, and that's kind of where we ended up. And so we are working with a Sly build right now. So let's check out and see what that's going to look like. As I'm looking at this, the thing I like to do first is sort by cost, figure out what I have there. Do I have enough one drops? Do I have enough going on? I think in this case, because we knew we were building out Sly, you can start to piece these together. So let's put these into rows and we can start to see what we've got to work with. All of our 2 drops. We ended up, I think, with a decent amount, and they're very space heavy, so we're excited about that. We even got a couple ground here, and then a 2-drop plot into a 3 plot. And so one of the things we're going to look at is, okay, great. Now we can go into space here. We have our event to tap, and then our another space unit, and I think we got even another lurking tie. So our 3 drops are a little light, right? If you look at this, we did get our head slicer, which is gonna be helpful, and we got 2 5-drop, very powerful cards for our deck, the Trade Federation delegates, into Vel. So I really like how that's playing out. And then here on the red side, we got some 4-drops that are in space and hidden. We would have liked to have been deeper there, but that's how it works out sometimes. We did get the Let's Call It War. And then we have some big units to end the game if we need them, and another 5-drop on the ground. And already we're at 26 cards there, using most of our cards. We have another 5-drop here. And as we look, we have our FN Trooper to plot out, and then a couple more 3-drop opportunities. Here's a 2-drop that lets us do some damage, which I think is going to be helpful. And then let's see if we got anything out of aspect we might want to try. I don't think we have anything here in blue or green. It's not over yet. Could come in handy. And I think based on how the deck's playing out here, the wrong ride could actually be beneficial because we might need to stall them and then doing some damage here. So I think we feel good about our 5-drops here, not having to bring in the Duchess. And I think this is what the deck would end up looking like based on what we had. Actually, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 1-drops. We're going to keep the ISB agent because we can ping. Also, we have a lot of 3s and not a 4, so maybe we can do a 3-in-1 combo. And I think we'll try this out. So once you have that, you select your leader and your base, and then you're able to copy to clipboard. And you can go over to SuDB and hit copy, and then it'll make your deck for you. So very cool. And then you can play with people. The teams have already built their decks. The original video, what we were doing was showing the draft. Unfortunately, it got cut off. So here I do Sly, more draft. Was it 130? I can go ahead and save that. And then once you do that, you can create custom lobby. So there's a very specific way in Carabas. So you want to create a lobby. You can put a new deck. It has to be a private lobby. So create has to be private. Once you do that, you can change the deck size to 30. And then you can go ahead and paste in your deck. And you can create a game. And then I'll send it over to somebody to join. We'll see who joins. And so you can see our deck here, 30 cards, Sly, We've got an opponent right away. And let's see how it goes. So it's anonymous, but I'm assuming it's one of the members of our draft party since I just put it into our draft area. It's a Yularen red. Okay. Hopefully everything is working again. I know we had a little issue. Again, we're going to be doing some giveaways tonight, sponsored by Lost Planet. So we really appreciate them. Great store in Torrance to play games. I'll go ahead and take the initiative. We're going to be giving away this album and top crate to those in chat. All you have to do is chat in tonight, and then we'll do it. Just trying to get ourselves back in now that we got everything up and running. We're going to go ahead and keep this hand. We like our 2 drops into a 3-4, so nice little curve. We'll go ahead and put the FN Trooper down, and then between the ships, I think we'll go ahead and put this one. We'll go 1 into space. Yularen's going to be pretty fast, so we're going to try and get out in front of it. And ooh, that's good for them. They'll be able to start cheating things out. We'll have an answer with our droid next turn, but let's see what they get out this turn. We're actually going to play the droid first because we want to see what they end up playing. Okay, so this is a great spot for them. Not great for us until we can get our leader out. So immediately I think we're going to have to hit the droid so they can't cheat something else out. And then we'll play our own Enforcer Squadron and hope that we can catch back up. We are building out some nice top end here. And we do have our plot to boost our leader, so that should come in handy. So I think here what we'll do is we'll play our own. We're actually going to swing. We'll swing to base for now. I think the first thing we do next round is bring out our leader. Ooh, actually, I don't think we're going to get this elite squadron out. So we'll go ahead and hit 5 to base since they have, 3 to base. Actually, let me undo that. Sorry. It's all right. I'm going to undo that. I'm actually going to deploy, trigger the FN Trooper, and boost here. This will let me do a trade. I am going to take a lot of damage first. Yep. So I'll trade out and try and stabilize. I will be able to take a Yularen out in theory. Sorry, just testing my system. Hopefully it sounds okay for people. And it looks okay. I think we got a rocky start. We'll have to do some editing later. Now let's see what they bring out. Nice. So they got the unveiled might. We will go ahead and swing for 5 here. They take out our leader. We will go ahead and swing in. Okay. Plays Dedra, very nice, very nice. So we're going to tap down their leader to save some damage. And you can see they're building out a nice board. And I'm not sure we'll be able to recover just that original swing from the Gonk droid really got them out ahead, which is very nice. And now they'll be able to punish us a little bit because we're not going to get to our top resource. They are going to disclose to bump. And we do not have a tap this time, so we will go ahead and die. That's going to be game. Oh, GG's in the first game. Very nice. And they were able to get us. All right, we'll go to game 2. So you can see Yularen is so fast, can do a lot of damage, and then when you can cheat out things early, can really be helpful. And they were able to get us there with that. So I'm glad we're able to get things back up and running. All right. I will take the initiative and we'll see what happens. So, sorry, everybody. We were doing a live stream of the draft. Everything got cut out. We tried to come back in. The draft kind of ended. We were able to still save our draft pool because they remember it. And then we're building out from there. I think we'll have to mulligan this because we don't have a turn 2. In doing so, we don't have a turn 1 anymore. So, feeling great about how this is going to go. We'll go ahead and pass and hope they play something on the ground. They do. So we'll go ahead and hit that. They'll still get an attack in with it. What is our plot situation like? We're going to have to play our lurking snub, but this is not ideal. Right, they're going to get an attack in. We're going to be behind on the board again. So thanks everybody for jumping back into the stream. They did not have a play. Okay, so that actually worked out better for us. And the sudden ferocity is nice because we are setting up a plot with 2 attachments. I'm scared to think what could be in their hand if they had nothing to play there. We'll go ahead and swing to base. We're very okay with them just trading into our spy. We know we're about to bring out a very, very big Sly Moore. We already have 7 damage in space, which we'll go ahead and hit them with. We have our FN Trooper in hand to boost next turn as well. And there's a big Sly Moore. And it's nice right now too because they cannot one-shot the Sly with Kino yet. And we have an option to boost Sly if we want to. We'll go ahead and actually we'll put the Solus one down. I think we won't be getting the advantage from it. Here's you, Lauren. That's okay. I think we're very happy to just swing into base. And we have lethal on board once we play the FN Trooper. So we feel like we're in a pretty good shape here. I think this game ends on this turn. It was unfortunate for our opponent. They had the Gonk Droid and did not have any 3 or 4 cost in their hand. So just a tough spot for them in this game. And then we were able to double plot on Sly to get the win there. And we'll go to game 3. And they'll start with the initiative. So we didn't have a turn 1 play, but we had something that allowed us to create value, which was very helpful. And our opponent left instead of doing the 3rd game. All right, so maybe we'll try and find a new game. So again, for anyone that is joining, we were using Niamos. I put the link in the chat. We did a draft tonight with 8 people from our group. Once you finish a draft, you can go into the draft log and you can see everything that happened. So for us, our first leader that we picked was Sly Moore. Our second leader was Luthen, and our third was Bale. That's what we were left with. And then you can see every pack and what ended up being picked. So this was our first pack. We knew it was going to be Luthen or Sly, so we decided to go with the Constable. A valuable first turn play all the time. We're happy to have it. And then in the second turn, we feel like FN Trooper is so strong because it boosts Sly on deploy, lets you plot out. So we went ahead and grabbed that. Now we are leaning towards Sly more. Sudden Ferocity falls into that. Another plot card, resource advantage, pump our leader. Still could go Luthen if the pool changed. And then we were able to grab a nice first turn play in round 4, also on the villain side. Then we hit a little bump as we were looking at it. And this 5th pick, we didn't really have anything here. We decided to go with the Ryloth in case we went hero. We had like a 5 drop on the hero side. But then immediately we got a 5-drop that we were really excited about from the side, so we were kind of locked back in there. We grabbed here. We thought about grabbing card draw and decided instead to go with the elite squadron to have some end game if in case it got there. And then the contempt, a little bit of removal, get a spy token. You just saw it in the last game come in handy. Nothing really in this pack, so we thought about what we wouldn't want to see in the Sly Moore or in the Nala-Se healing against us. We weren't up for. And then we were happy to get the Lurking Tie, which synergizes well with what we were building out, into the Soulless one. And at this point, we started picking up space units, and we thought about, could we build more of an aggro space side early on into these bigger units we found later. Got another space unit right after, and then we just took this because we didn't want anyone tapping us down. And again, that was the last card there. So then we felt pretty good after round one. We were starting to build a base, but we needed some mid-curve pieces. The first pack here had 2 1-drops that we looked at, but then we took the Fulminatrix to really think, okay, we have a top end, we're going to hold that. And then here, we really liked this pack. Even the Hondo was good, but we had just taken the Fulminatrix, so we decided to go lower, a nice 3-drop that synergizes well, and hoping to get one of these ships on the turnaround. We grabbed Sneaking Suspicion to kind of synergize with the Sudden Ferocity, and that worked out really well in the last match. Here, we could have taken Cinta or ISB Agent, but we thought the Enforcer Squadron went with our space theme and grabbed it there. Here, our only option really was this tank. Not sure if it'll actually see any play, but that's what we picked up in the second round. And then we got another space unit into a 7-cost space unit. So a lot of space. We have some 7 and 8 drops. And then here we didn't really have much, so we grabbed this. In case we end up with a lot of plot cards, we thought this could be a nice backup. We went space again into just another option to get a spy token in case we didn't end up with a lot of turn 1 plays. Got an ISB agent, and then just cards that were available that are more on the hero side. So then we were going into our last round, and we got this in our pack. We were very excited to see a second one into what we thought was a very interesting pack. Nice first turn here. Could do some fun things there, but we really like the Let's Call It War. Very versatile. Here, we liked all 5 of these cards, these 3 on the bottom, our Loan Shark and our Slicer. We went with the Slicer because it can be so disruptive in any match. Followed by, we could have gotten our second Fulminatrix, but we decided to go space 2-drop into space 4-drop into another 2-drop. So really kind of filling out the bottom of our curve. We picked up our Duchess here into our 5-drop. We were very excited to see this. I think we needed some help in that area. And then we didn't have anything to pick here, so we took a Restore unit into the wrong ride to be disruptive. And this is where we got cut off. So these picks were not made. We would have taken the Soulless one. We would have taken the Lurking Snub, so we did, and we would have taken that. So pretty well worked out. And then we were able to build our deck. You can also go in and see, like, if you wanted to see what Log Ray drafted, they ended up with Leia, so I imagine they had that and Dedra. And then from their pool, it looks like they went Palpatine right away into here. So they committed to Green Villain, and maybe we'll play against them. So that's kind of how the site works. Then you can build your deck, which we did. You just saw us playing it. And we're going to go into another game. So you can copy your deck once you've built it, load it in, and then you can play games with it. So you go into create a lobby, you make it private, and then you can change it to a 30-card deck. And then you can play. And so I'm going to post this link in and see who wants to jump into a game. Here we go. Let's see who jumps in. Appreciate everyone hanging out. We are doing some giveaways today. If you can jump in, if you make a comment and you're subscribed, we're going to do a giveaway a little bit later. Some items provided to us by Lost Planet, our Star Wars album and soft crate, and then we have some rares and legendaries from Secrets of Power Pop-Tart packs that we'll give away as well. We're just waiting for someone to jump in on a game.
Hello there.
And we got Anonymous again. I think. while they're deciding, we can show you. We were looking at some of the draft from Logray, and let's see what the deck is that he built out. I think he was able to share it with us. Just pull that up for you. So here is the deck. So we saw some of that draft, right? And here's the deck that he ended up building. He did end up going Dedra. Let's make it a little bigger for everybody. So he has a nice little, a couple of 2 drops here. You'd love to see the Death Trooper. If he can get officials going, the Major could be good. Got a Constable. His 3 drops are light because he wants to plot them out into some strongish 4 drops, and he did end up with a very nice top end there, and he was able to get Dedra and a Crucible. So some big cards in this deck. It should be interesting to hear from him and how that worked out. Maybe we'll get into a game with him. We will see. And we go back to our game. We are still waiting. We'll hit ready, see what happened. Not sure what's going on. So somebody joined, but as anonymous, and is not loading their deck in. So that'll make it a little harder to play. So I guess we'll have to go ahead and leave this lobby and we'll try again. Okay, so again, we'll go private. So we can do a 30 card. We'll load it in. That's not it. We'll copy that again. And we'll see if we can get someone to join this one. It's a lot of technical difficulties tonight. Sorry, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Hello there.
We might have to move our giveaway. Maybe we'll try it again this weekend if we can't figure out how to get this up and running. We do see Ninja Ferret in there with his own Slymore Red. Okay, here we go. Here's a little bit of a mirror match. I saw him in the chat. He was in the draft, and we'll see. I know he also has a full matrix, so let's see if we get there. Okay, I do like this. I'm going to keep this hand. I'll put 1 underneath because I can plot it out. And this 1-drop could be good on turn 4. Or even next turn I can go 2 and 1 if I draw an event. Let's put both underneath. We'll bring one out. That's right. Here we go. Big battle. Oh, should I? I'm going to counter him with the same move. Ooh. Okay. That messes up some of my plans because now I have 3 plot cards that cost 3, which isn't ideal. I'm going to go ahead and attack base as well because in theory my slicer might be able to help me gain tempo. So I'm going to try and see if that works. Reveal the top card. It's funny because I have these cards in my deck too, so I could choose to reveal my cards or his. So let's see what happens. I'm going to do my deck because I haven't seen them yet. And I missed because I got a soulless one. Okay, I'll pass. It was smart of him to attack in to make this activated to 5. I could have just traded to avoid that, but I wanted to see if I could tap him out and catch up on some damage. But I'll go ahead and play my Enforcer. He'll be able to create a token. And then next turn, I have the double plot that we built. So I'm excited for that. And so I think what I'll do, and look at that, it was, how did I reveal mine? Oh, because they go to the bottom. They don't stay on top. Okay. So this time we'll attack him. And we'll see what's on his deck. We'll attack the Screeching, or we'll tap the Screeching Tie. And you can see where you get a lot of advantage out of Head Slicer, or Hired Slicer. I said Head Slicer twice. Okay, so he's able to tap. I'm actually really glad that that's how he did it, because I'm going to play Sudden Ferocity with this, and I'm going to have a 7/7 Sly. And if he doesn't have an answer for that, I think it's going to become very difficult for him to deal with it. And now I have to be careful because he can attack the Spy in to activate his Hunter, hunting droid to kill Sly. So I think if he attacks in with my Spy, I don't know, I have to do it this way. So either way, he's going to have a chance here. But I'm going to get my swing into base. Let's see what he names. He named something. Anyway, we'll go ahead and swing in for 7. Kill that off. And we'll claim. Yeah, that makes sense for him. Yeah. That'll allow him to trade. And trade again. Okay. All right, I do like this. Get a Spy. I like that in case he plays something. The ISB agent actually will let us finish off Sly. So what we're going to do is get our damage in first. Appreciate everyone hanging out and watching. So we're going to go ahead and do 2 damage and create a Spy token. Oh, I meant to do this. Sorry, I meant to do that the other way. Sorry, I meant to disclose that to do 1 damage. Right. There we go. So now I can kill off that. And I still can play the Constable here, and then maybe create a Spy token depending on what he does. I would like to see some of my top end. We haven't drawn it yet outside of the Vel that got put down for plot. But we do have our 5 costs here, so that's not bad. We'll get our Spy token out. Okay, so he's going a little wider. But I am very far ahead in the race right now. There's a Fulminatrix. For 7, I can tap both of his units and play my Trade Federation delegate, which then I can go into Fulminatrix. And that should be enough to finish him off. Just, I think, a very good sequence for us and kind of how we wanted to build the deck out. So we'll go ahead and get up to where we want to be. Very nice for him, the Republic Walker. We'll play this, and then we'll go ahead and pass. A lot of options for us here. We won't be able to disclose with the Galleon, so... I don't know that we play the Fulminatrix. I think we just swing to base. He has to make a decision on his end. He might also have his Fulminatrix, so we could be... I'm just going to play it so he can see it. So we were able to... I think our Sly was able to get big with our plot cards, and you can see how powerful those are in the game. And it allowed us... Ooh, he took the Dryden. It allowed us to really swing the board to our advantage. And so I think we go ahead and swing with our Fulminatrix, and I don't know. And GG. And we'll go to our next game. Mills, how's it going? Welcome everyone in the chat. Thank you for hanging out. I know a lot of people were in here earlier chatting while we were doing the draft, and then we had some technical difficulties and everything crashed. So happy to see people back. Hopefully you're enjoying what you're seeing. As in this hand, this is a lot of late game. We have some plot cards we can put down. I'm going to mulligan and see what else we can get. Okay, so this feels a little bit better. We'll be able to go... We'll put the Galleon down. I don't know that that's going to matter. Be able to go space. or we'll match them. We matched them last game and it worked out. We'll put the wrong ride down. That could be interesting on the flip turn. Now we have 2 plot cards, so I don't love that. So I'm going to go here and go wide. Wrong ride. No. Oof. All right, so we're going to put that down. I think that worked out really well last time for us. We may play this to tap down his unit and then try and create a spy token this turn. Okay, he's got the ambusher. I think we will go ahead then and tap that down. We'll create a spy. And this is going to be a big turn for us and for them, I imagine, but we're going to double plot. We could wrong ride, but I don't think that's going to be the play. I think what we'll do here is just start to attack base and wait to see what they're going to do. He's going to see our hand. Both of these can be played this turn or next turn. I think what we actually do is play here and play here, and then he's going to be like, again, really? And yes. Okay, and he's got the tap this time. Very nice. He'll be able to damage one of our units. But we're still swinging in. Yep. I don't think we're going to get Solus. That's fine. So he'll be able to trade again here. So that's worked out for him both times. And it's just, I think, good setup for him. So that's where the wrong ride would have been an interesting play, because then he couldn't tap us down. We could have gained leverage. But in this case, I think we're forcing a unit into our sly, which is, in this case, is going to be the Viper Pro Droid. So I really like how he played that, because then he kept his big unit out. And now we have a big 5 swing as well. And so we have 5, 7, 9. We have 12 damage represented. I believe they have more now with the Dryden Voss. So I think this game is going to be theirs. We're going to fall just short. Oh, and we lost the let's call it war and the FN trooper here. And I don't know that we can recover here. Let's see. I think we have to take that out. Yeah, because he'll be able to swing for 4 at least with Dryden. And so a swing here and a swing here ends it. So we'll just play out our guys, make some tokens, and lose. GG. So you see both Slime Moors can do a lot of work. Now that's how it goes. And we go to a game 3. Thank you, Tommy, for mentioning that. Please do comment for the giveaway. We're going to go through the comments and give away to one of our viewers that is also a subscriber. We're going to give away the album and the soft crate, along with some cards, each of the rares from the Pop Tarts for Secrets of Power. All right, I'll take the initiative, see how it goes. I'm going to mulligan this. I'd like to see a little bit better of a curve here. I do like the Let's Call It War. We can do some damage here. The ISB agent actually could come in handy. So let's do it. Let's do it this way. All right. So we'll go ahead and play this guy out. Just a small value. If he does play something like this, we'll be able to trade it and keep a unit on the board. Mm. So I'll go ahead and do that. We have a super fun way of going back and forth the same units. He now has the initiative. Slightly turning off my Let's Call It War, but we have some options here. We don't see our plot cards this time. We'll hit base. Great. Okay, so there is our plot card that we might want to keep. He decides to trade. Interesting. We're going to do 2 damage to activate our hunting assassin droid and create a clone trooper. We'll see if he taps it down again. Interesting. Elite Squadron. Okay. So we're going to tap down this time. Uh-huh. So this time we'll be able to trade out. They'll have a trade with their spy token, which is fine, but now we're going to go into the Galleon. If we can get the right cards. We still have our Let's Call It War. Let's go ahead and kill that. What does this do? What is this? We'll take 2 to base. We'll claim. This is great for us. Oh, I could have. No, okay. So I will play the Galleon. I will disclose both. Get our clone troopers out. And now our top end is starting to come into play. And you can see when played, when damage is dealt to this unit, it may deal 2 damage to another unique unit. So that's going to be helpful. We'll go to base. I think we're very okay based on what we have with them trading into our units right now. It's good to see the constable. Do they have any unique units out? Yeah, so we're starting to play our top end and see if they can answer it. We're also going to, I think, maintain the initiative, and at some point we're going to play Let's Call It War and take out 2 units. And they're going wider, but we can hit faster, right? We're hitting for 14. So we have lethal on board, unless they decide to trade. Oh, they don't have any unique units, so we have grit, so they're attacking in, but we're an 8 health unit, and they're just powering us up to finish them off more quickly. And so you wouldn't think this elite squadron would come in handy too often, but it sure is doing work now. We don't even need a resource here. So we will go into base, and that's going to put them in a pretty tough spot. Yeah, Sly drafting is fun. I love Sly constructed as well. It's funny for Milwaukee. I think I would love to see Sly in the draft or in the pool for me for even the sealed portion, and then I might also bring a Sly deck. Deal 2 damage to you. Okay. Yep, and those were just too big. So The rarely played, I think, or used Elite Squad is actually a great top end here, right? It has grit, does damage. So we were able to take the best of three in the Sly Mirror. And I know he won't mind. So let's go and take a look. So as I mentioned, we drafted through this site. There's a link in the draft. And when you do that, you can go back and look at the draft log and you can see how you ended up drafting to kind of evaluate, did you make the right choices? Did you go too quickly into one color? Were there better things later? But you can also see all of the other drafts. So we ended up with a Sly red. We were two away from Ninja Ferret here, who was locked into villain. He had Sly, Dedra Sly. And so he and I were probably competing for cards all throughout. So he went with the Viper Projoy, which I love as a first turn. I think if you look back at ours, we went with the Outer Rim Constable. We didn't have a Viper Projoy. It's probably how I ended up with the Elite Squadron, which ended up being the difference in our matchup. I also like this Crab that never made it back around to me. He and I had very similar second picks. I also took an FN Trooper because it's so valuable. And here he was left with a tough choice. He went with the Sly Moore here. I think because he had not color committed yet, so he might have been thinking, "Hey, I've got two neutral. This Sly Moore is powerful. Maybe I'm going to do blue." Which, actually, if you think back now, would have been pretty good. And you can see even in the next pool, he went with the hunting assassin droid, but here was the Sentinel as well. So I think blue could have been a great choice as well, and would have made for a very interesting pool. But he's picking up a lot of things that I picked up. He got these, which I think are very nice, but this blue pool was so powerful. So I wonder if he goes back and looks at it, or if I was in his spot and I picked this Sly Moore, is this hunting assassin droid the right pick here, or do you go with another 2-drop or this Sentinel at 6? And if you go that route, I think you still take this card here, and then here you go with this 2-drop or 3-drop, and then the Nimble Prowess is still a great one that you could use. You probably end up with the Creditor's Claim into some of these. So he had definitely picked up some good blue cards. I wonder if he goes back and could build a blue version as well. I know he's in chat. If he's still watching, would love to hear his thoughts on if he was close to going blue, because a lot of his cards here, um, all at once. And even here, you see he could have gone with it again. I wonder when he made the decision that blue wasn't the right thing. Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, you saw my last 4 picks were my internet cut out and I wasn't there. So you're in the chat right now. I'm curious as I look through this. I love the idea that you were building here because neutral, neutral. This slide more is so powerful. And then right here, you decided to go red. Were you thinking Dedra maybe at that point? Because I know there were a lot of powerful blue that you kept seeing. And as we go into your second pack, let's see how it looked. So pack 2, you went with the red here. I could see that. The only other option would have been the Kylo. Oh, and then here you went with the lurking snub. Yep. With some blue still, but this still aligns with the idea you could be Sly Blue. Even here, you could have got a second Sly More into a Lobot. Huh. Okay. So you can see as you're looking at this site, it's so powerful because you can really evaluate, where did I make the pivot choice? Was it too soon? Was it too late? What options could I have gone with? We saw in our draft, and I'm sorry that video is gone. I had to take it down because it crashed in the middle. But you would have seen there were points where it was all blue cards we were seeing, and this is probably why, because he and I were both passing on them. Yeah, you can totally see it now. I know it's so hard in the moment. He's mentioning in the chat that he should have probably gone blue because all of the blue cards kept coming around. You can see even he ended up with the low bot at the end. And then let's see how he started pack 3. Yeah, so it would have been interesting because you would have looked at this pack and, I mean, you're still a Sly Blue, so this Loan Shark is perfect. Into this play is fine, but you could have grabbed the Vel, you could grab the ship here, so a lot of options. Oh, even the Sentinel in blue. Yep, and then you probably go Viper Probe Droid to get a second one. Another Loan Shark is great. Here you grab the Armed Fortune to protect. Yeah, could definitely go either way. I'd be interested on this choice here. I know you and I were talking about Woo's video, and if people haven't had a chance to check that out, you should. It's one of the best draft strategy videos I've ever seen. He made it this week. He talks a lot about this card in Sly and how it activates everything you want with him and goes wide. And one of the top cards in the format right now. So this could have been an interesting choice here. Obviously, we saw in our games this was one of the most powerful cards, so I never fault for taking it. But this is an interesting option for the curve. And I was stuck with this as well, where it was all hero. I think I took the one card we needed from it. Okay, very cool to look at. His deck was very powerful, right? He smoked us in game 2. We were very close back and forth. And then as we go back and look, we're like, oh, maybe blue. And I had the same earlier this week. I did a draft. You can see here with Alex Krez and Loopy and some of the other guys, and I had the same feeling. I ended up with a Yularen red deck, which I felt pretty good about. But there are some Leia decks out there, and I committed too early. I went with the FN over the Lightmaker, which could have sent me down a very different path. I don't know if I had the right leaders for Lightmaker, but this took me down that path. And then the Sudden Ferocity when I probably should have gone 2-drop here. A lot of interesting things. So highly recommend if you're preparing for a PQ that's limited or thinking about going to Milwaukee or anything else, check out this site. And we'll create one more lobby and see if anyone wants to jump into another game. Or in the Discord, do people want to do another draft? Or would anybody be interested in another draft? Oh, I'm asking. We'll see what people say. In the meantime, I'll create a lobby. So hopefully people are enjoying this. Let's see. Maybe if Tommy is still there, do you think we're in a good spot to do a giveaway? We've been teasing it out. We've been wanting to do it. Oh, if anyone's watching and you want to do another draft, I think we do have some people that are interested. We'd be happy to jump in another one. You can kind of see it go from the beginning. You can have a lot of fun with it. Oh, okay, good. We got Gonzo in. We won't look beforehand to see what he drafted, but afterwards maybe we can talk about it. And then Tommy, if you're there, maybe you can figure out, are we in a good place for this giveaway piece? Ooh, Asabe, huh? Asabe is such an interesting leader in limited because you only have 30 cards, so you can disrupt a lot of what they're trying to do. If you can get the right curve, you can be pretty powerful. So let's see what they have put together. I think he's on his phone, so hopefully it's not too delayed. Oh, ignore that. All right, let's get started. We have no turn 2, so we are going to go ahead and mulligan into a turn 2. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and you did get to your laptop. Okay. This was great last game, but it's not going to stay in our hand because the Asabe will rip it. Yeah, Asabe is super interesting. You don't get her as often because she's a rare. But I know like my son had it in our pre-release event and just ripped people apart with it because you're taking cards off the top that they want. You're able to kind of filter through. I don't think I'd be upset if I had it as one of my choices. If I had the right pool with it, I think it'd be unique. You wouldn't see a lot of them. I think a lot of these other ones, you're competing with each other much more. Whereas Hero Red Yellow gets left alone a lot. Uh, so let's see what happens. See if he's got it. He does. Ooh, look at all these cars. Okay. So the Marva's coming out. I don't know if he has any ships. He can kill for free and then a decent. Okay. So he's got some decent stuff coming. On the plus side, him getting out 2 spies could help us activate earlier. We'll go ahead and put this plot down. Our hand is looking super interesting for this, right? You wouldn't think in limited that you would get this off too often, but we are in a situation where we might be able to take advantage of this disclose based on the hand we're building out. And right now we have a nice plot. We have a full 5 plot between our 2 plot cards here. Now let's see what they get rid of. So this is interesting for Sabe because definitely going to be getting rid of something off the top. Appreciate everyone hanging out. Hopefully you're enjoying it. We don't do as many live streams usually as recorded videos, but we're going to try and start doing more of them if people really like it. And then we're going to try and do some of these giveaways tied to our subscriber count growth. We did hit our 150 subscriber milestone that we were hoping for. And so that's where we're going to be planning to do a giveaway tonight. Everyone in chat is going to be eligible. That is a subscriber. And then in the future, in one of our videos we teased out, we have a lot of different giveaways that were provided by our store that we play at on Thursdays, Lost Planet in Torrance. We put a link in the chat. You should definitely check it out. So here we have this opportunity where we're going to get to ready 2 resources. So what we're going to do is play out our Enforcer Squadron, and they get rid of our Sudden Ferocity, and I don't like that. We'll play out our Enforcer Squadron. We do have the Disclose, and then we'll be able to play out our Emissary. So that's pretty cool. And should help us get ahead a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm down for another draft. I think that would be a lot of fun. His board's getting very wide. I don't like that a lot, so I'm going to try and catch up here with this disclose. I'll be able to disclose these again, so if I draw something else, it'd be nice. So the plot versus playing a card from hand when you're playing Sabe is interesting as well. I'll need to make sure that I time it right to maybe tap down that attack. And they're getting a lot of damage in right now. So we'll get another unit out. So hopefully this will help us catch up because they were getting wide on us. And now we have 12 damage represented in space that they don't seem to have any answers for. And the other thing that will allow us to do is kind of delay out some things. So we're going to keep these in hand because that allows us to disclose. And then we're going to play another one of these off of the double plot. And we're going to put them in a really tough spot from there. If they deploy Sabe, I think we are trying to wait for, ooh, that's really nice for them. We're trying to wait for the Sabe to deploy so that we can tap it down with our Lurking Snub. But maybe that might have been the wrong choice. It might be worth it to just bring it out now and do that. Because let's see, they have 5. So this is 2, 4, 6, 9. So we're going to be pretty close to dead. Oh, undo. I didn't mean to do that. We're going to be pretty close to dead. So I think actually we just have to do this. And I should have done this in a different order, but I was not thinking about that coming out. And then it did. So we need to put the pressure on. I like this battle I'm seeing in chat of who's number 1. Keeps going back and forth. Please, everybody, hope you enjoy hanging out. Write in the chat, say hello, come subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing our giveaway in a little bit. This album and crate just waiting to be given. Let's see what we got here. So I think here we do this so that we can get that ability off. Although I don't know that we can survive because we're going to get them not as close. So I think they have the game. We'll play it out, but I think one of the mistakes for sure was not deploying earlier to tap down the 5. I think that could end up being the difference. Here we could also have done a 2 for trade. But let's see. Maybe we'll draw a miracle. Could we draw a miracle? I don't think so. Because this is going to attack for 4. It's going to make everything lethal. Yeah. So I think if we had played that first and tapped down and saved the 5 damage, we would have been in a place to possibly win because they're going to get us to 27. That would have kept us at 22. But still, I think they would have had 2 swings to win versus our 2 swings. So they would have gotten there first. Maybe we'll draw a surprise strike, a card that is not in the game. Maybe we'll draw it and get the win that way. We'll see. Oh, yeah, we didn't even get to play that out. Okay. I don't think we have any Sentinels either. Ooh, none of this is going to help. Don't tell him. He's probably watching. GG, sir. Well done. So that Sabe did grab. Let's see what he ended up grabbing. I think the Sudden Ferocity was the one that mattered most. I'm going to deal 2 damage to my own unit for fun. But yeah, I think the Sabe is the one. Getting that Sudden Ferocity was nice. We'll go to game 2 and see if we can play it a little differently. We got to remember that they have that Hound, so we will get some ground units out there. Because that ended up being the huge difference in the game. Oh, perfect. Okay. Sir, you have to hit yes on the next game. That Hound was nasty. Oof. I was so happy with what I was building out in space, and then I was like, oh yeah, the Hound. Tommy, I see where I can download the chat. Do you have that option too? I was able to pop it out and I can download it. I hope everyone's enjoying us troubleshooting this as we go. This is our first channel giveaway. So we're just going through some of the pieces. I will take initiative. I have to get much better at turn 1 plays. The same thing was happening last time. I think I get greedy sometimes. I like those bigger units when I should just go with turn 1s. Here we go. This is much better. Yeah, because I can plot this out later. I can play this now. I can do this to clean up a little bit if they play the same card they played last time. That's right. We're doing it live. That's how we do it. Super rough start to the stream. We were doing the live draft and we crashed. And then when we recovered, it was a little choppy. How does this work? Deal 2. I know we have some newly minted level 1 judges in here. Can I do this and then wait and let them do their part and then do the other one? I don't want this one. This one doesn't seem as good. Okay. I think we'll go to base. We're going to go to base because this would, in theory, let us also hurt another unit. So let's see how they decide to play it. That's not how I wanted them to play it. That's okay. Let's see. Deal 3 damage to a unit. Then, if you have the initiative, you may deal 2 damage to another unit. I feel like you can do that in the order you want. I'm going to play this out instead to delay. Lets me build my board out. This would let me play the ISB agent here and ping for 1, but I think what I'll do instead is claim. So then I can play the Let's Call It War on these. Sure. So let's call it War and ISB agent this turn. I can also create a spy, maybe, if I do it in the right order. Lots of math going on. Oh, I deleted the first video, Tommy. Sorry. It was because it would just sit on the channel forever. And it was super awkward. So it's gone. I just meant in this one. I can pop out the chat right now. Oh, they decided to trade. And they disclosed there. That's great because now we can kill both. I like that. Oh, they have the aggressive negotiation, so we need to be aware of that. And they have the hound lurking in their deck somewhere, so we need to remember that. So we'll go ahead and get a unit out on the ground. We're going to keep that guy because we remember what happened. All right. Let's see what happens next. BMO does not activate Sabe, which is nice. Sure. There was an option to play this instead, because I could imagine they take that from our hand. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Is it random? Oh, it is. That worked out. Let's crash one into BMO. And we're doing it in this order because we would prefer they attack Wasabe so we can trade it out. I think. Well, now it's damaged, so this is hitting for 5, so maybe we force them. Yeah, we'll force them to make a decision on how's that's going to go. I do like the card we drew. I don't think this matters. Let's make a choice, right? We're in a bit of a control right now, which is not necessarily what we want to be. There's the aggressive negotiation. I think that's fine. I decided to take it, and we got another one, which is also good. Kill the leader off. I think we're going to wipe their board here. I like the board presence we're building, and we have a big unit coming. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yeah. So now I feel, ooh. I'm going to put the sudden ferocity down because I think having another unit and being able to buff is a better choice. And then the Pulminatrix, I think, coming after it will be really good. Because right now we were at, what is this, 4, 7, 10, 14, 16 damage. They will be able to capture a spy. this will actually let us. That doesn't matter. Kill that off. We'll boost this guy. Yes, we could have jammed the spy into it to activate here, but it was 5 damage either way. So we went with keeping everything alive. And now we have lethal on board. And they're top decking basically. So let's see what they got. Yep. We'll play that for fun. Yep. And I think we go to game 3. So I think much better start for us. We're able to go wide in both arenas and then control the board and get Sabe off the board. So we'll go to game 3. Let's see what they got. I think the Let's Call It War worked out very well with the timing. We kind of delayed it a little bit to see if they could develop more for Morris to take out. They decided to trade Nemec in, which was, I think, helpful to our plan. Because I think we were going to Let's Call It War Nemec and 1 spy, and then they would have ended up with a spy. Okay, so we have some turn 1. We have a nice little curve here. I don't remember seeing anything on their end from an attachment perspective. So I'm thinking about maybe dropping the Constable, but I'll go with the Occupier instead. I do like, I need something to curve into. This is a little risky here. There's 1 official, so let's see if that works out. We don't want to see the Faith in Your Friends. There it is. I think that's a rough card for us in this matchup. The rest of the hand is okay. They have the discard again. So they're going to be able to trade here. We'll get one of the delegates down. So you don't really see Faith in Your Friends that much, and it probably gets passed around, but if you can build the right deck around it, it can be so powerful. I think in my matchup with Alex earlier in the week, you can watch him play 2 of them. Game 3. It's always game 3, Doug. Or Douglas. It's never easy. It's always a grind. I think our first opponent, we would have had a game 3, but it like quit out. I don't know what happened. I'm going to have to find him at the hub tomorrow and challenge him. He's got that. Ooh, I do like putting that down. And now we can go 2 ships in space, or... All right, let's see. They've got Rebel and Official. What do you think the chances are that they have that in their deck? I don't have it. Great. We'll see the BMO and the regulation, so we'll tap their thing that we killed. I wish you could see it before you picked your target. Oh well. I do like the idea next turn of flipping Sly with the Sneaking Suspicion and then being able to tap a unit. Once again, by the way, he has taken our Sudden Ferocity. And now our Let's Call It War. So great value from Sabe here. Don't love to see the Kazuda. Not cool. Do like this. I think this is worthwhile over the Sneaking Suspicion this turn, actually. Oh, and my son just walked back in. Want to draft? He's like, oh. Oh, and I have exciting news on the giveaway. It looks like Tommy was able to figure it out in the background. So everyone that did chat in today, he was able to capture for a giveaway. And he has run it through a random generator, and we have a winner. So after this matchup, we'll announce our winner of our first ever channel giveaway with the album and the soft crate plus the rare cards from Secrets of Power Pop Tarts. Maybe you guys saw my son pop in. He took a look at our game and then walked away. Okay, so he chose to attack Wasabe first. I guess I don't think he's going to have other Naboo pieces in his deck, so I don't think the Slicer would do anything there. So I am going to attack here and see what's in their deck. And once again, I tapped the thing that I attacked into. Great. I probably should have gone into Kazuda. I think I messed that up. I can't really go back, though. It's not fair because I was already tapping that. I definitely should have hit Kazuda. Oh, well. So my opponent here is way ahead on the board. I do, Ninja Fair, I do see the winner of the name. I don't think I'm allowed to say if it was you or not yet because we haven't announced the winner. It is exciting, though. What do we want to do going in this round? I'm hitting pass. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. I was worried that we froze again. Oh, how do we... Oh, everybody hopes they're a winner. Archimedes Newton, are you in our Discord? I don't recognize that name. But sometimes the YouTube names are different than the Discord ones. I know. I'm hyped too, Douglas. Or Doug. All right, what's this guy doing to us now? He's been abusing us all game. You're not. Oh. Where are you from? What do you do? Oh. Do I take my shot? No, let's just tap this down. I don't want to deal with that. All right, we got a lot of work here to try and stabilize. Well, we appreciate you hanging out, Archimedes. Where are you from? Are you US, Europe, somewhere else? I know there are other places before. Temecula. Oh, you're close. Oh, I wonder if we've run into you before. Uh, a few of us were out at a PQ that direction. Oh, we have. Oh, cool, cool. Hopefully we were nice and you had a good time. Uh, very close-ish, yeah. Yeah, that was a really fun PQ that we went out to. Yep, Menifee, that's right. I think you just my son finished just outside the top 8. He was in like a matchup to get top 8 and lost right at the end. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, Tommy. Very, very cool of you to say. Ooh, we are starting to draw some of our top end. But your comments, Tommy, are sucking James in. So he's coming over here. I don't know what's happening. Are we just in a trade war right now? Is that what's going on?
What is that?
Because I feel like he could have been pouring damage in my base. And I'm lucky.
What is this?
Oh. Oh, this? This is what I'm going to play.
Oh.
What do you do? Should I play it? Or should I play this? I'm going to play it. Hmm. Oh my gosh. He always wants to go 15 resources. I'm just trying to get to this giveaway. Stop taking cards off my deck. He's trying to mill me. Actually, if I had to guess, his dream would be to mill me out. But I think he has lethal. So I need something. I need something, and I did not get it. So I think he is going to win this one. He just got. Oh, yeah. All right, stop. You know what? He's stream sniping. That's why. But also, look what he took. He took the Sudden Ferocity, the Let's Call It War, the Elite Squad, and the Fulminatrix. I think that shows what Sabe can do in this format.
Or you're never gonna get to the full Matrix.
This turn. I got it in the first game when I won. Yep. Yep. Wave, James. You're definitely on camera.
Emma?
Yeah. Yeah. James felt the need to point out that I was never getting the Fulminatrix while on 8 resources. Oh, you're one of the judges. Okay. I am super bad with names, but were you also judging at Odyssey this past time? Because I think there was the same judge at both of them. Oh, GG's. Yes, Paula. How you doing? Oh, someone said let's go, James.
Hey. Thanks, Doug.
That could be anybody. Okay. We great games,
Wait, is that not
Gonzo.
Doug?
Paul, you always ask this. I feel like every time I'm live streaming, I get this question from you. But this time we'll let James
Oh.
answer it.
Okay. Wait.
You-
Oh.
Here, you can't hear it. Come into the.
Okay, that's this is quite the
Get down. Get
question
down.
here.
So you're in the
I-
thing.
I
There's
think-
it's right there.
I think Keanu Reeves could play any role in Star Wars amazingly. I think that'd be great.
There you go. I think it'd be great. He answered it. Oh, very cool. Archimedes. Next time, I think if we're heading the same PQ, it'd be great to see you again and meet you in person and say hello. Tommy, it sounds like we are ready to announce the winner. I don't have a special screen for this. It's all right, Paul. We appreciate it. Oh yeah, I'll put the Discord link in the let me grab it. Doing everything live is fun. Hopefully this works. Hopefully that works. There's our Discord. You'll enjoy more of Tommy in there. And we are actually excited to have you join the Discord, Archimedes, because you are actually our winner. You are our first ever stream winner. So congratulations to you. I just got the note from Tommy. It is Archimedes Newton. You are the winner here. You have won the casual album and soft crate for Star Wars, as well as one of each of the rare and legendaries from the Pop-Tarts for Secrets of Power. We will put that package together for you. If you can reach out, if you're joining the Discord and you want to reach out, or you can email, I think it's email here, and we'll get your information and we'll send that over to you. And we do want to thank Lost Planet for providing those prizes to us. Lost Planet is where we play weekly on Thursdays. You can scan right there to learn more about them. Check out their Instagram, Facebook. If you're ever in the South Bay area, come down into the store. They do all kinds of things at the store. They have board games, card games, a lot of the building, Shatterpoint Wednesdays, other painting and things like that. Just an amazing store with an amazing group of people. You can see most of us there on Thursdays and other days. And we want to thank Lost Planet for donating these prizes to the South Bay Syndicate and to our stream. And again, we'll be sending these over to you along with the Pop-Tarts. I have them over on the side there. We'll sleeve them and we'll send them out. It'll be the Lando, Bow, and then Fulminatrix and each of the other rares as well. We did not get all shiny ones out of the prize box we were given, but so there'll be the regular ones, but one of each for sure. Oh, Paul, it's fine. We don't mind at all. Oh, very cool. Thank you, sir. We'll grab your information or email your information that you want us to ship it to, and we'll send that out. Congrats again on winning our first ever stream giveaway. And thank you to Tommy for helping us run that in the background. Really appreciate it. How do we pivot from here? I think we were asking if people wanted to do another draft. Did we get enough people, or do we think that people want to see Slime or Data Vault? The ultimate question that I know Ninja Fair is going to jump in and say no. Oh, Pop-Tarts are the little silver packs that they give out at weeklies, Paula, for Star Wars. I do not have an example here, but if it was actual Pop Tarts, that would be delicious too. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining the stream. All right, we do not have enough to draft. I think we are going to end it there. We've been doing about 2 hours. Uh, we did have some technical difficulties at the beginning. Apologies to everyone for that. Uh, my whole internet shut down, so we had to restart everything, and we kind of started in the middle. So for anyone watching, wondering why the stream just starts with me talking about the draft ending, it's because that's what happened. But again, for people who are preparing for your limited PQs, I know people are doing limited showdowns now. I think Odyssey is doing one in a few weeks, and then starting in a few hours in France, they're kicking off their limited sector. So you'll see a lot of this type of piece. When you make day 2 of a sector or regional, it goes into draft mode, which is what we're practicing today. And then if you make top 8 of a PQ, it's also draft. And then a bunch of us are heading to Milwaukee in a few weeks to play in the limited regional. So we've been doing that practice. And on this site, when you finish a draft, you can look in the draft logs and go back through everything that you drafted and also see what other people were thinking. Great strategy pieces, and it saves all of the drafts you've done in the past. And then once you complete a draft, you can build your deck. And once it's built, you can quickly copy it and bring it over into SuDB and create your deck. And then in Carabast, you can create a private lobby at the bottom here, and it lets you drop the minimum to 30 cards. And that's how you can practice with your friends with both sealed and draft heading into those. Highly recommend getting that practice in. The other thing the site does, which is great, is it generates a sealed pool for you. When you click that button, you get your 6 packs and your 6 leaders, and then you can build your sealed deck in a great way of simulating what you're going to run into in those first rounds. So definitely check out the site. You can sort, you can do all kinds of things. Ninja Ferret looking at this sealed deck. I see a Sabe and what just happened to me with Sabe, so I'm already thinking about that. A couple Slime More is not bad. But did we get the cards? So I like to click around to see, are we going to have first turn plays? On the villainy side, it doesn't look like a lot of first turn. On the hero side, only a few as well, but we do see some leaning towards the Sabe colors. And when we click in more, it looks rough actually. So red is going to have to be a support for whether you go hero or villain with this pod, because that is where the 2 drops are. Yeah, even on the green side, there's only a couple, and then on blue, there's 2. So if I was seeing this pod, a lot of leader options, and I think no matter what, red is my support, which isn't that bad. You got a Kazuda on the hero side, you got Hondo, Zatan can be good, so probably build something decent. I'm going to go back and mess around with that later. So that's how you can do that on the site. There's a link there. Really appreciate everyone hanging out. We're going to be doing more giveaways. Lost Planet has provided us with a number of great prizes to give out over the next weeks and months. So please continue to stay tuned. We're going to do some more live streams. Also going to put out videos, probably 2 to 3 a week. We try to do on just random decks we're thinking about. I think the next ones that are coming are going to be focused on the new set and post rotation. And I think some other members, if Andrew is still watching, I think he's volunteered to show off his new Obi-Wan deck he's been messing with. So we'd love to see a video on that as well. Appreciate everyone. Have an amazing Friday, an amazing week.